Market day.
Market day.
Market-driven.
Market-driven.
A market-driven economy.
Market economy.
Market economy.
Marketeer.
Marketeer.
Market forces.
Market forces.
Market garden.
Market garden.
Marketing.
Marketing.
A clever marketing ploy.
Company sales improved dramatically following a $2 million marketing campaign.
A career in sales and marketing.
Cushman is Director of Marketing for a chain of Italian restaurants. Cushman is Director of Marketing for a chain of Italian restaurants.
The UK marketing manager.
Market leader.
Market leader.
The UK market leader in sports shoes.
Market-led.
Market-led.
Market maker.
Market maker.
Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Some retailers worry that new regulations will hurt their ability to compete in the marketplace.
Market price.
Market price.
Market research.
Market research.
They had to conduct market research. Then advertise the product.
Market share.
Market share.
Market town.
Market town.
Market value.
Market value.
Marking.
Marking.
The marking on the road is unclear.
Strange markings on the walls of the cave. This dolphin is noted for its distinctive black and white markings. This dolphin is noted for its distinctive black and white markings.
The vivid markings of the angelfish.
I have to do a lot of marking tonight.
The setting and marking of exams. The setting and marking of exams.
Marker.
Marker.
Marksman.
Marksman.
Marksmanship.
Marksmanship.
Markup.
Markup.
The retailer's markup is 50%.
Marl.
Marl.
A jacket available in black or grey marl. A jacket available in black or grey marl.
Marlin.
Marlin.
Marmalade.
Marmalade.
Marmoset.
Marmoset.
Marmot.
Marmot.
Maroon.
Maroon.
The car broke down and left us marooned in the middle of nowhere.
Mark.
Mark.
The prestigious Ferrari mark. Marquee.
Marquee.
Marquis.
Marquis.
Marquetry.
Marquetry.
Marquis.
Marquis.
The Marquis of Bath.
Marquis.
Marquis.
The Marquis of Bath.
Marriage.
Marriage.
She has 3 daughters from a previous marriage.
His marriage to Marilyn Monroe.
In Denmark, they have legalized marriage between gay couples.
The marriage took place at St. Bartholomew's Church.
Her cousin by marriage.
Marriageable.
Marriageable.
A girl of marriageable age.
Marriage bureau.
Marriage bureau.
Marriage certificate.
Marriage certificate.
Marriage guidance.
Marriage guidance.
Marriage lines.
Marriage lines.
The marriage of Figaro.
The marriage of Figaro.
Marriage vow.
Marriage vow.
Married.
Married.
Are you married or single?
They've been married for 8 years.
Married men earn 70% more than single men.
Nicole is married to my brother. We're getting married next month.
A happily married man.
When she first came to London, she was newly married and out of work.
So, how do you like married life?
I was married to my job.
Marrow.
Marrow.
A bone marrow transplant.
Marrowbone.
Marrowbone.
Marry. Marry.
Marry.
He married Bea in 1925.
I'm going to ask her to marry me on St. Valentine's Day. I'm going to ask her to marry me on St. Valentine's Day. She married young.
People in higher social classes are more likely to marry late. People in higher social classes are more likely to marry late.
Sophia had, in a sense, married beneath her.
The priest who married us was really nice.
She was determined to marry all of her daughters to rich men.
The building's design marries a traditional style with modern materials.
He writes fiction that marries up realism and the supernatural.
I'm just not the marrying kind. She married into a very wealthy family.
They married her off to the first young man who came along. They married her off to the first young man who came along.
Mars.
Mars.
The enormous volcanoes known to exist on Mars.
Marseillaise.
Marseillaise.
Marsh.
Marsh.
The crane lives in marshy habitats.
Marshal.
Marshal.
Marshal Zhukov.
The Marshal of the Royal Air Force.
Heston has been named Grand Marshal of the Parade.
I could see a marshal on the finish line waving a yellow flag.
He paused for a moment, as if to marshal his thoughts. He paused for a moment, as if to marshal his thoughts.
The general marshalled his forces for a major offensive. Senator Bryant attempted to marshal support for the measure.
The teacher marshaled the children into one group.
Marshalling yard.
Marshalling yard.
Marsh gas.
Marsh gas.
Marshland.
Marshland.
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Marsupial.
Marsupial.
Mart.
Mart.
The largest furniture mart in the region.
Kmart.
Martin.
Martin.
A pine marten.
Marshal.
Marshal.
Martial music.
Martial art.
Martial art.
A martial arts expert.
Martial law.
Martial law.
The government may declare martial law in response to the latest violence in the region. The government may declare martial law in response to the latest violence in the region.
In May, martial law was lifted in most areas.
According to press reports, the country is now under martial law.
Martian.
Martian.
Martin.
Martin.
Martinet.
Martinet.
The woman in charge was a martinet who treated us like children.
Martin.
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 Martini.
Martini.
A dry martini.
Martyr.
Martyr.
St. Stephen, the first Christian martyr.
He was a martyr to the cause of racial harmony. The army has been held back, because the government is reluctant to make martyrs of the protesters.
I think she rather relishes the role of martyr. I think she rather relishes the role of martyr. I think she rather relishes the role of martyr.
She's a martyr to her arthritis.
Becket was martyred in 1170.
Catherine was martyred for her faith. Catherine was martyred for her faith.
Martyrdom.
Martyrdom.
In that year, thousands of Christians suffered martyrdom for their faith.
Martyred.
Martyred.
He did not reply, but got into the car glumly with a martyred expression. He did not reply, but got into the car glumly with a martyred expression. Marvellous.
Marvellous.
How was your holiday? Marvellous. We had a marvellous time. I can't stand him, but my wife thinks he's marvellous. It's marvellous what they can do these days.
Marvel.
Marvel.
The man is a genius, marvelled Claire. I marvelled at my mother's ability to remain calm in a crisis. Visitors to Rome marvel over the beauty of the city. I marvelled that anyone could be so stupid.
An engineering marvel.
I don't know how he did it. He's an absolute marvel.
The marvels of modern science.
Marxism.
Marxism.
Marxist.
Marxist.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Marzipan.
Marzipan.
Mascara.
Mascara.
Mascot.
Mascot.
The official mascot of the 2002 World Cup.
Rocky the Raccoon, the team mascot.
Masculine.
Masculine.
They're nice curtains, but I'd prefer something a little more masculine.
She has a very masculine voice.
Hunting was a typically masculine occupation.
The word for book is masculine in French.
Masculinity.
Masculinity.
Children's ideas of masculinity tend to come from their fathers.
Boys trying to prove their masculinity.
Mazer.
Mazer.
Mash.
Mash.
Mash the bananas.
A potato masher.
Bangers and mash.
Mashed.
Mashed.
Mashed potatoes.
We got completely mashed last night.
Mash up.
Mash-up. A mash-up of two dance tracks.
Mask.
Mask.
A surgical face mask.
He was attacked and robbed by two people wearing masks.
A Halloween mask.
Her sarcasm is a mask for her insecurity.
A facial mask.
Liz turned on a radio to mask the noise.
Air fresheners mask bad smells instead of removing them.
Men often mask their true feelings with humour.
The new accommodation block has all but masked the original building.
Masked.
Masked.
Masked gunman opened fire on the bus.
Masked ball.
Masked ball.
Masking tape.
Masking tape.
Masochism.
Masochism.
Unconscious masochism seemed to drive her from one disaster to the next.
Masochistic behaviour.
Mason.
Mason.
The Mason-Dixon line.
The Mason-Dixon line.
Masonic.
Masonic. A Masonic lodge.
Mason jar.
Mason jar.
Masonry.
Masonry.
Several people were buried under falling masonry.
Mask.
Mask.
A court mask.
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
She didn't really love him, but she kept up the masquerade for the children's sake.
A number of police officers masqueraded as demonstrators. Some of these breakfast foods are just candy masquerading as cereals. He was masquerading under a false name. Some of these breakfast foods are just candy masquerading as cereals.
Mass.
Mass.
The food had congealed into a sticky mass. A high mass of rock. A huge mass of data. Masses of books covered every surface in the room.
There was a mass of people around the club entrance.
The road was blocked by a solid mass of protesters. The road was blocked by a solid mass of protesters.
The trains provided cheap travel for the masses.
The war is strongly supported by the mass of the population. The war is strongly supported by the mass of the population.
What time do you go to Mass?
Will I see you at morning Mass?
Mozart's Mass in C minor.
The Sun makes up 99.9% of the mass of our solar system.
A mass protest.
Weapons of mass destruction.
The problem of mass unemployment.
A mass marketing campaign.
Email has made mass mailings possible at the touch of a button. Email has made mass mailings possible at the touch of a button.
Western reports say that troops have been massing in the region since December. Western reports say that troops have been massing in the region since December.
Grey clouds massing behind the mountains.
Both countries have massed troops along the border.
Massacre.
Massacre.
The only survivor of the massacre.
The massacre of several hundred pro-democracy demonstrators.
The infamous Peterloo Massacre of 1819.
United lost in a 9-0 massacre.
The army massacred more than 150 unarmed civilians.
Tens of thousands of dolphins and small whales are brutally massacred every year.
The Cougars massacred the Bucks last night, 38-7.
Unfortunately, Jones absolutely massacres the role of Ophelia.
Massage.
Massage.
Massage helps ease the pain.
Why don't you have a massage?
Joan gave me a gentle neck massage.
A full body massage lasts around 1 hour.
Alex massaged Helena's aching back. Gently massage the lotion into your skin.
Myers accused the government of deliberately massaging the unemployment figures. Myers accused the government of deliberately massaging the unemployment figures.
The portrait painter had the power to massage the king's ego or to expose his flaws. The portrait painter had the power to massage the king's ego or to expose his flaws.
Massage parlour.
Massage parlor.
Mass. Moth.
Mast.
Mast.
I look around me at the massed ranks of reporters. I look around me at the massed ranks of reporters. I look around me at the massed ranks of reporters.
Masseur.
Masseur.
Masseurs.
Masseuse.
Massif.
Massif.
Massive.
Massive.
The bell is massive, weighing over 40 tons. The bell is massive, weighing over 40 tons.
The castle's massive walls.
My phone bill was massive last month.
Massive increases in the number of homeless.
Club members can get a massive discount of £50.
He suffered a massive stroke.
I had a massive argument with her.
Listen to this. It's a massive song.
Mass market.
Mass market.
A mass market paperback priced at $8.99. A mass market paperback priced at $8.99.
Mass media.
Mass media.
The crime received heavy coverage in the mass media.
Mass murderer.
Mass murderer.
Mass produced.
Mass produced.
Mass-produced furniture.
Mass production.
Mass production.
Mass transit.
Mass transit.
The city has virtually no mass transit.
Mast.
Mast.
A radio mast.
Mastectomy.
Mastectomy.
Master.
Master.
Runyon was a master of the short story.
A master of disguise.
Hitchcock was an acknowledged master of suspense.
She's a master at manipulating people.
A work of art by a true master.
He's a past master at getting free drinks out of people.
You'll have to ask the master's permission.
Determined to be his own master, Simmons quit in 1998 and started working freelance. Determined to be his own master, Simmons quit in 1998 and started working freelance. Determined to be his own master, Simmons quit in 1998 and started working freelance.
Our country must be master of its own economic destiny.
I gave him the master to copy.
A Zen master.
How's young Master Toby today?
The master of Trinity College, Cambridge.
The skills needed to master a new language.
I never quite mastered the art of walking in high heels.
He had learned to master his fear of heights.
We've lost the master disk.
The Master Control Center at NASA.
A society of master chefs.
Master at arms.
Master bedroom.
Master bedroom.
Masterclass.
Masterclass.
Masterful.
Masterful.
Klein handled the situation in a masterful way.
A masterful analysis of the text.
Jack strode masterfully into the room.
Master key.
Master key.
Masterly.
Masterly.
He gave a masterly display in round 1 of the World Chess Championship. He gave a masterly display in round 1 of the World Chess Championship.
Mastermind.
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 A criminal mastermind.
He is suspected of being the mastermind behind the bombings.
The project was masterminded by Morris, then aged 29.
Ridley, as Commerce Secretary, masterminded the privatization. Master of Arts.
Master of Arts.
Master of Ceremonies.
Master of Ceremonies.
The Master of Ceremonies for the Miss World pageant.
Master of Science.
Master of Science.
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Mary Shelley was just 18 when she wrote the horror masterpiece Frankenstein.
The shark is a masterpiece of evolution.
Master plan.
Master plan.
The job losses were part of a master plan aimed at transforming the structure of the company.
A master plan to modernize the healthcare system.
Master race.
Master race.
Masters.
Masters.
Master's degree.
Master's degree.
The Masters Tournament.
Masters Tournament.
Masterstroke.
Masterstroke.
That ad campaign was an absolute masterstroke.
A masterstroke of diplomacy.
Master switch.
Master switch.
Masterwork.
Masterwork.
Othello is Verdi's riveting masterwork.
Mastery.
Mastery. She possesses complete technical mastery of her instrument.
Humankind's mastery over the environment.
Masthead.
Masthead.
Mastic.
Mastic.
Masticate.
Masticate.
Mastiff.
Mastiff.
Masticate.
Masticate.
Mastiff.
Mastiff.
Mastitis.
Mastitis.
Masturbate.
Masturbate.
Mat.
Mat.
Wipe your feet on the mat.
A beer mat.
A mouse mat.
A yoga mat. A prayer mat.
The mayor is willing to go to the mat on this issue.
A floating mat of vegetation.
Matador.
Matador.
Match.
Match.
It's our last match of the season.
They're preparing for a big match tomorrow.
The match between Nigeria and Ireland.
Good teams win their home matches.
McClare's goal earned him the title of Man of the Match.
A box of matches.
Don't let your children play with matches.
Peg struck a match and lit the candle.
I tore up the letter and put a match to it.
That shirt's a perfect match for your blue skirt.
Carlos was no match for the champion. This time you've met your match, Adam Burns. I'm not giving up without a fight. Guerrilla tactics proved more than a match for the Soviet military machine.
The meeting degenerated into a shouting match. The meeting degenerated into a shouting match.
They're a perfect match.
Claire made a good match.
We need to establish a match between students' needs and teaching methods.
We painted the cabinets green to match the rug.
Do you think this outfit matches? Do you think this outfit matches?
A beach dining table with 4 chairs to match.
Your socks don't match.
The suspect matched the descriptions provided by witnesses.
Their actions do not match their words.
The copy closely matches the original.
Teaching material should match individual students' needs.
We'll help you find a home that will match your requirements.
A well-matched pair.
Can you name the animals and match them to the correct countries?
All checked-in baggage must be matched with a passenger travelling on the aircraft.
His strength is matched by his intelligence.
Few cities in Europe can match the cultural richness of Berlin.
Fancy designer labels tend to come with fancy price tags to match.
The two candidates are fairly evenly matched.
Lindsay matched her steps to those of the other girl as they walked.
An attempt to match financial resources to need. An attempt to match financial resources to need.
The government has promised to match any private donations to the earthquake fund.
Federer was matched against Nadal in the final.
The employment agency exists to match up graduates and IT companies.
My mother spent her life trying to match me up with various women.
Their accounts just don't match up. Their accounts just don't match up.
The DNA samples found on her body did not match up with the sample taken from the accused. The DNA samples found on her body did not match up with the sample taken from the accused.
Unfortunately, the product's performance did not match up to the manufacturer's promise.
Matchbook.
Matchbook.
Matchbox.
Matchbox.
Match fit.
Match fit.
A question mark still hangs over Rooney's match fitness. A question mark still hangs over Rooney's match fitness.
Matching.
Matching.
A necklace with matching earrings.
Matchless.
Matchless.
The matchless beauty of the Parthenon.
Matchmaker.
Matchmaker.
Perhaps we should do a little bit of matchmaking and introduce them.
Match play.
Match play.
Match point.
Match point.
Matchstick.
Matchstick.
Matchwood.
Matchwood.
Their boat was shattered into matchwood against the rocks and sank instantly.
Mate.
Mate.
Dad's office mates are throwing a party for him. Dad's office mates are throwing a party for him. Dad's office mates are throwing a party for him.
I'm going out with my mates tonight.
He's good mates with John.
Most of my schoolmates are black.
What's the time, mate?
How do women choose their mates? It's quite common for male birds to mate with several females.
Rabbits can be mated as early as 6 months old. Rabbits can be mated as early as 6 months old. Rabbits can be mated as early as 6 months old.
Mater.
Mater.
Material.
Material.
Curtain material.
Scraps of material.
A cape made of a soft material.
Materials like wood or stone.
Animals depend on plant material for food.
Harmful radioactive material.
A paper company which imports raw materials from North America.
Recycled material.
Videos often make good teaching material.
A supply of building materials.
Artists' materials.
His act contains a lot of new material.
Anita is collecting material for a novel.
The raw material for an article.
He's a good soldier, but not really officer material.
The spiritual life is more important than material possessions.
A society that places high importance on material rewards.
According to some, the material world is all that exists.
Material evidence.
Facts material to the investigation. Material changes to the schedule.